How's it going, everybody? Coming to you today on a beautiful morning on the TW. It's right at 8 o'clock. It's about 73-ish degrees out, so I mean it feels great. I'm not really going to be doing anything new. I'm not really exploring. What I've started doing is I've started using Gaia GPS to record my tracks. So all of the little trails I'm going on, I'm kind of building a map of where I've been. And then I can put a little note and say, you know, hey, I like this trail, this one dead ends, you know, whatever. And I'm kind of building my own little trail map. And it's been fun doing that. So just kind of out today, gonna ride some of the trails I've already rode. Gonna be recording them to my Gaia and just having fun. So just out for the ride, so I thought I'd bring you along. Hope you enjoy. Nothing crazy. You've seen most of these trails before, but yeah, I've really started enjoying kind of mapping myself. And I'll put up a couple of screenshots of what my maps look like, so that you know, maybe it's something that you want to do. Maybe you want to start just recording your trip so you can build a computer map for yourself. Anyway, we're on the road. Let's go. So I've done several mods to the bike since last time I had you out on it. As you can see, I got some new Pro Taper bars. These are the ATV high bend. And I've got them in the 1 1/8. So they underneath there I've got the Bradley Performance adapters to go from 7/8 to 1 1/8. Everything fit. I didn't have to reroute anything or anything like that. The brake cable, I did have to cut a zip tie underneath the headlight so that it gave it a little bit more room. But that was it. I've also got the 60-tooth rear sprocket on. I didn't have that last time I took you guys on a ride. It has really changed the bike. I'm running a 15 up front, which is +1 from factory. And I'm running the 60 on the back, which is +10 from factory. So that would be kind of almost like a 1457. Yeah, about a 1457 factory. So about a +7 tooth on the back from the factory is what it works out to, since I went up 1 on the front and up 10 on the back. The characteristics of that is it just about changes everything by 1 gear. So first is lower than first, second is about where first used to be, third is about where second used to be, fourth is third, fifth is fourth. So it's almost like you've lost a gear. You've gained a crawl gear, but you've lost a top end gear. The bike will still do 50, 55, but I really don't like the way that the motor's being pushed. So really, I mean, I say with this mod, the happy spot is 45. It'll go faster, but that's where the harmonics of everything seems to be the happiest, is about 45 tops. I've also put the Bradley Performance foot peg relocation kit on, which has brought my pegs down 1 inch and back 1 inch, which has helped with the risers and the taller bar to where I'm not bent over as far while I'm standing. So it really helps with the standing. Anyway, that's everything I've done to the bike since the last time you were on it. Here we are. This is my little warm-up trail. when I first get out here, I like hitting this trail. It's got some hills, it's got some rocks, got some trees, it's got a little bit of everything. It's not super technical, it's kind of fun and flowy, and it helps get you warmed up and ready for the rest of the day. When I had Brad and Tater out here from Bradley Performance, we went down this trail, and they were absolutely smoking it. They were going at least 10 to 15 miles an hour faster than me on it. And I'm just a little slowpoke in the woods. They were absolutely terrorizing this trail. But it's a lot of fun. I like it. It gives you a little bit of everything. It kind of warms you up. And I'm not a super crazy fast off-road rider. Not like those guys. Or probably not like many of you guys either. But it's a lot of fun. The 60 tooth on the rear really helps control your speed going downhill. I'm not using any brakes at all, and makes it way more controllable. It's one thing I really dislike about my DR is it's just geared so high that, like, going downhill, you're on the brakes non-stop. You don't get hardly any engine braking. I mean, first gear will get you, watch out little turtle, first gear on the DR gets you like almost to 30 miles an hour. So trying to creep down hills like that, you're yanking on your brakes non-stop. Whereas on this thing with that 60, I was just engine braking the whole way down. Man, this trail's a lot of fun. I'm getting better at my off-road riding. I'm not great, but I'm getting better. Pumping those little berms, getting a little bit of air underneath the TW. As much as I love the TW, and as much fun as this thing is, And as much money as I keep putting into it, ordering parts, changing stuff out, trying new things, I'm always still in the market for something else. I kind of want to try a KLX 300. I owned a Honda Rally 300. It was the first new motorcycle I ever bought, and I only had it for a couple of months, and I convinced myself I wanted a DR 650 to take on longer trips than the 300. So I traded the 300 for the 300 Rally for the DR 650. I then found out that I'm a suckier rider than I thought, and the DR 650 for me and for my skill level is a bitch out here on these trails. Doing what I'm doing right now, I still struggle on the DR. It's just heavy. And I know it's me. I know that there's guys out there who totally shred on the DR, and you know, I know it's my skill level. But anyway, I really wanted the DR. I got it. Come to find out, it was way harder off-road than I thought it was gonna be. And then I had the Royal Enfield Classic, and it was a great little bike, but the Honda Trail 125 came out, and I thought that was one of the coolest little bikes ever. I watched Some Guy Rides and Johnny Powell take on the Tat, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I want. So I sold my Enfield Classic 350, bought the Trail, and I did. I loved it. It was great. But then I decided I wanted a TW. And the only way to afford another bike was to sell a bike. So since I still owed money on the DR, I was like, well, I guess I'll trade the Honda Trail for the TW. And got the TW, and it's been a blast. I like it better than the Trail. I still really like the Trail, don't get me wrong. The Trail 125 is a blast of a bike, but I like the TW a little bit better. I would say 10% better. So I mean, it's that close. I really like the Trail. The oh, we got a new tree down. Let's see, I think I can go around here. Anyway, really like the Trail. Sold it, got the TW. Really like the TW. Put a lot of money in it through Bradley Performance Products and other vendors. Pro Cycle, Rocky Mountain ATV, and I don't know, I've got probably close to $1,500 worth of upgrades and new parts, maybe a little more, on the TW. And like I said, it's a great little bike, but I just kind of want a little bit more. I want a little bit more power. I want just a little bit more. And since I've had the 300 Rally and I've rode a 300L, I haven't had a chance to ride or to try out a KLX 300, but I really want to try a KLX 300, and part of me really wants to trade the TW for the KLX 300, but I'm afraid if I did, I would be unhappy in the long run. There's another YouTube guy, Dual Dorks, I believe is the name of his channel. He's got a TW and the KLX 300, and he takes turns riding those, and it looks like good times. So part of me wants to trade the TW because that's the only way I can get another bike is by selling one, or just hold off and ride the TW and then pay off the DR, or pay it down low enough to where I can trade it in without losing my shirt and get the KLX. But then I worry if I've got the 300 and I don't have the 650, how will trips on the 300, long trips on the 300 work? So there is no one perfect bike for me, and I keep trying to find that one perfect bike. The new Pro Taper bars and the foot relocation pegs, relocation mounts. Watch out, bunny. What a difference it's made for me while standing. I was like way hunched over like this right here, and now I can actually stand like straight up, and it just makes standing so much more comfortable. I find myself standing way more on the TW than I used to. I was just always on the seat because standing was uncomfortable. I've thought about just trying to buy, there's a couple of XT 225s that have came up for sale near me that are at a decent price, and I thought about getting one of those, but I don't know. I mean, it has a 6th gear, which would be nice, and I know people put those on the TW, and then you got a TW 225, but I don't know if just 25 cc's would make that much difference. The 6th gear would be nice, especially with this, good lord, that was a huge freaking spider. Where'd it go? I don't know where he went. He was big. One of those big orb spiders. I don't want to hurt him. He's one of the good ones. I also don't want to be riding on something rough and have him crawl up inside my helmet with me. Anyway, I don't see it. But I just don't think, damn, there was another one. I just don't think a 225 would give me the oomph difference that I'm wanting on the TW. So then I thought, well, what about an XT 250? They're not too expensive, and I could probably buy a used one of those, and wouldn't be too expensive. But then again, I'm like, well, is the 250 actually going to be enough different to justify, you know, call it $2,000, $3,000 for a used one? Is it going to justify the difference in the TW? And I don't know that answer. So that's why I was thinking a 300. Even though I had the 300 Rally, I was so new on my journey with motorcycles, I didn't know enough. I still don't know, I don't remember it well enough to make an informed decision. So, and the Rally is supposed to have such softer suspension than the KLX that I don't know if I'd ever even push either one of them to where I would notice a difference. or if I would be able to like, oh yeah, this is what the 300 was like. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm rambling. I find myself always wanting another bike. That's the main takeaway from this. And I don't know if I would be happy if I got something and sold the TW to get it. I love the way the TW tractor's around. It's more my riding style. I don't know if the KLX or a 300R, or I'm sorry, 300L from Honda. I don't know if any of those would actually match my riding style. I've looked online for motorcycle rentals in my area to see if someone had one I could rent for the day, and I cannot find anything within over 100 miles from me, and the only ones that are available to rent are all street bikes. It's stuff like, you know, Harleys and Goldwings and stuff like that. No one has any sort of off-road bikes in my entire state for rent, so I can't try renting one. Dealerships don't let you actually go and ride one, especially on stuff like this. And tractoring through this, like how I am right now, is why I absolutely love the TW. But I just wish the TW was a little bit more. We need a TW 300 with the 6-speed. First, it needs to be geared crazy low. A TW 300 6-speed with an extremely low first gear. And an extremely high 6th. That way you could go 70 miles an hour on the TW and not be winding the piss out of it. I just don't like winding the piss out of the bike on the road. Now, I know some people have said that they take their TWs up to 65, 70 miles an hour, but I never pushed mine that hard even before I changed out the sprocket. I mean, 55 to 60. No way would I do 65 to 70 on it. It just, I didn't like the way it sounded. Okay. Good Lord, the spiders are bad. I tried putting a stick up and it just got in the way. I have probably hit a half dozen giant freaking spiders on the trail, and I don't know where they went. Thought I just saw one hanging off of my arm. Not that I'm scared of them, I just don't want them crawling on me. I don't want to be trying to go through something technical and going up a hill and have one crawl across the lens of my glasses. Shit, there was one right there, little one. And another one. They're everywhere. If you have arachnophobia, do not ride trails in Arkansas and be the first one. Had to stop and take a little break here, get some electrolytes in me before I start up this climb. This one's not real bad. I've got a couple that are kind of rough. This one's just like a rock garden climb, and my glasses are fogging up, making it hard to see. Ow, shit. Smashed my foot. Come on off of that rock. Ow, that hurt. I'm glad I'm wearing boots. That would have been bad. Now I just got to get going again. Whew. I had to dab a leg a lot on that, but I made it. I wish you could actually tell how rough stuff is. foot got caught. A hell of a spot too. Whew. Alright. And I got knocked into neutral. Looks like I bent my lever a little. Okay. I'm not far from the top. Maybe I can walk it up this. That's twice my foot's got me now. Maybe these lowering pegs wasn't the way to go. Okay. Catch my breath and try to see if I can straighten out my shifter. I don't want to pull too hard and fuck up my shaft, so I'll just have to reach a little bit further to shift. Okay. This hill got me last time. I've always made it up that one. My freaking foot caught. Down I went. Oh, all right. Whew. I'll turn the key on, I guess, to help. Got bounced off of the pegs. I had to sit down for the rest of it, but made it up no problem. Another rock climb. Okay, time to take a break before this next hill. Here we go. Got to hit this opening. And then this one. There we go. hadn't it been for me hitting my feet, bending my shifter lever, this wouldn't have been too bad. Because I guess I should be happy I just bent that aluminum shifter instead of breaking it. It'd be pretty sucky trying to make it out with the broken shifter. At least the shifter's still working. It's a reach. I got to move my foot every time to shift up or down. Okay. This should be the last rough hill. I top out, go along a ridge, another hill, but this should be the last tough one. So, all right. I guess nothing to it but to do it. Damn it. Stick grabbed my leg. All right. Well, I already had to switch GoPro batteries, so I don't know how much longer I've got, because I was expecting that one to last all day. It was fresh off the charger, and it did not last all day.